good morning, Karen.
Good morning, Sir Ron.
Oh, Sir Ron, I like that.
Sir Ron, Sir Paul, you know.
No, your mother used to call me Sir Ron,
Well,
so
she
that
did.
was
She
not
did.
in regard
Yeah.
to our topic today.
Yes, which is the Beatles.
It is.
Your favorite topic, but actually my favorite topic, but you'll endure.
I do endure because, see, I liked them when they looked like this.
But you know what their name was?
Yes, I do.
What?
The Quarrymen.
Back then? Oh,
This is in the 50s.
I didn't know that.
They were the Quarrymen, and this is when they were at a club in Germany where they started out, in Hamburg,
Oh,
Germany.
yeah, that's not Ringo. Oh
No,
my, that was
that's-
before Ringo's time.
I think
Yes.
I think that drummer's name was Peter West. I'm not sure.
Oh.
Pete West. I'm
Okay.
almost positive. But see, do you see that look?
Yeah,
That's a 50s look.
yeah, I know. Okay.
You know how they
Yeah,
got
I-
this look? You know how they got this look?
They had to get cleaned up. Brian
No,
Epstein said you
listen.
have to clean up
No.
your act. You look too scuffy.
No,
Well, that
was,
is true.
no, John. That was later. John Lennon was hanging around this guy in the bar, and he said, if you really want to do something different, you can't look like a 50s group like the people you love, like Elvis and
Or
Buddy
the
Holly.
Crickets. You
Buddy
can't-
Holly and the Crickets.
Right, you can't. But Brian Epstein also said you have to clean up your act. You can't look like that anymore
Right.
and be a hit band.
But somebody said, cut your hair in this
Right.
fashion
Oh,
and change your name, not from the
Yeah.
from the Quarrymen. And they brainstormed a name, and they went through people that they liked, and it was Buddy Holly and the Crickets was one of the groups they loved
Yeah.
so much. So they Crickets, Beatles
Beatles.
will be
And-
the Beatles.
and John didn't want the normal spelling of the Beatles. So that's why he changed it. Instead of B-E-E,
Oh, that's right.
B-E-A.
Right.
So, yes.
Anyway, this this show is yours because
Okay.
you're the Beatles
Yeah,
fan.
and I would have never cut my bangs that short.
No.
Ever. All right, so the first song that we're going to play.
Wait a minute. I'm not ready for their music yet. Hold on.
Do we have to start over? All right, so I'll just give you a little bit of tidbit information. I do have to say that it's been years since I've talked about the Beatles. So I may get stuff wrong. I may say the wrong name or the wrong, person, wrong time. But please forgive me. I'm asking that ahead of time. But just know that I'm kind of going back quite a few years for my memory. But anyway, one of the first things is that everyone thought that the Beatles first showed up in 1964 on the Ed Sullivan Show.
That's what I thought.
I know, they did not.
Oh.
Huntley and Brinkley Report, which was in 1963, that's their first debut.
They
in the
actually
United States.
debuted on Huntley Brinkley was
Was
like
a news. That's right.
show.
And that's when they actually showed up
Oh,
the first
okay.
time. I didn't know that until just recently, but yeah.
Well, you and I had different reactions when they showed up on the Ed Sullivan
Right.
show.
I loved them.
I looked and went, oh my God, my rock and roll era is gone.
And I'm going, oh, thank God.
And I'm going, oh no, it's the end.
So, anyway, that's so my first song is one of my favorite, Hey Jude. Yeah. And you'll probably get to realize with the songs that we're playing who my favorite guy is. And he's still one of my favorite guys today.
Who, Ringo?
Well, I like Ringo, but no.
Oh,
No.
okay.
So, it's Paul. Paul has always been my guy, always. But Hey Jude, always trying to make things better. Yeah, I think that's what we all strive for. And
Say Jude, right there. I got the
you go.
45
I
even.
know. I don't know how you did that. You
Is it?
surprised me. Okay, we've got to get going.
I probably am wrong because I don't know as much as you do about the Beatles. But wasn't this Paul's mother was kind of telling them this message? That's
No,
what I thought.
no.
Oh, okay.
That would be Let It Be when he talked about his mother.
Oh, you're right.
All right, next song.
Shut up, Ron.
I know. All right. So the next one, I absolutely love. George has got such a great voice, great guitar player. But here it is. Here comes the song, and I think John was the one that wrote this, and George was the one that sang it. I think. Now, I could be wrong on that one, but I think so.
I don't know.
But I'm going to go with that no matter what.
George is probably my favorite, especially after the Beatles broke up.
Right. And he also sang Something. And you know who did the cover for Something?
Oh, you're just way too much information
I
for
know.
me. It's
Guess
early in
who?
the morning here.
I don't know why you don't know. Frank Sinatra.
Oh,
There you
really?
go. Yes.
Well,
Cover for
okay.
Something. He did cover it. Totally different arrangement, but still a good song.
A lot of covers of these Beatles songs. That's
Absolutely.
really true.
Yeah, yeah.
And your next one? Is
My
that
next one is by, it's, do we have it? Oh, Good Morning. Can you hear the rooster? Good morning, good morning. Yes. So this is John. Now, my little tidbit about John. John married Yoko in 1969. Paul left the Beatles in 70. Geez, do you think there's a coincidence on maybe who broke up the group?
Are you
They
talking
were
about
they were
one of
having
my
problems.
favorite people? Is that who you're talking
They
about?
were having problems. I grant you, the Beatles were having a tough time.
What's
But
wrong? Well, look at that. Look how happy they were.
Put that down. Anyway,
Karen.
she's not one of my favorite people. But John, I like John. I just didn't like his choice of women. So, but I do like the song. Yes. Good morning. So the next one. So there's a little story behind Long and Winding Road that Paul sings also. I don't know if you know this, but when
don't.
he sang this song, it wasn't about a relationship he had with another woman or his wife, or I don't even know if he was married back then. It was about the Beatles, on where they started and their long and windy road to where they are now. And he was just kind of going, it's really kind of sad, you know, here we are at the end of this long and winding road. And that's the story behind that song.
It's kind of about life, really. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody goes on that long, winding road.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were so profound.
Paul is. Yes.
Okay.
So the next one is kind of personal for me. It's Yesterday. And Yesterday is a song that when it came out, I had to change the words around a little bit to kind of fit me. But it was like longing for yesterday and, you know, where my life was. And little
That was
hard time.
before me, I bet.
It was before you. Okay.
See?
Yeah, but
See?
that was good.
See?
Okay.
Glad you clarified that.
Yes,
I'm
it
glad I
was.
clarified that.
Okay. The next one. So, yes, Ringo Photograph. Well, I swear when I heard this, my husband, Ron, has got
Thank you.
photographs everywhere. And every time I come up to his music room and I see a different photograph, it just reminds me of where we were and what we were doing. And that's exactly what this song is about that Ringo sings. He sings it very well.
He
And-
does, but I think it's mostly about a past love. Every time I look at him,
Right, then he cries, but I don't
Yeah.
cry. I look at it because I mean we're obviously still together. So
We
yeah,
are.
Yeah,
So you threw in a song that Ringo did separately after the Beatles.
I did.
I want to have an episode of the Ronnie Record
Yes.
Show where we play a lot of those records.
Yes,
The
after
Beatles.
the Beatles time.
Because
yeah.
those are my favorite
Yes,
records. This
they
is
are.
one of them. I
Yes.
agree with you on
Yeah.
this one. I think in many cases Ringo is way underrated as
under.
a drummer
Right.
and as a performer.
Yeah.
He
absolutely.
does a goofy dance.
He does.
He's a
And he looks
goofy
kind of
man.
goofy in the Sgt. Pepper
Yeah.
album. You know, he looks kind of goofy, but that's who Ringo is.
But I like his music. I like his all-star
Yeah.
band, and he's been
Yeah.
very successful with that.
All right, so the very last one is Let It Be. Now, I saw Paul in 1990, and it was actually the day before my birthday, and it was in Berkeley. And I just went, oh my gosh. When he played this song, the piano came up out of the stage, and it was dark, and the Berkeley arena, I don't know what we call it, football field or whatever,
No idea.
everybody had their lighter going back and forth,
Lighters.
It was just wonderful. That was back in 1990. But the song, which I don't think a lot of people realize, he's not talking about Mother Mary in the Bible at all.
He's talking about his mother.
He's talking about his mother.
I knew that, probably because you told me.
Yes. And she unfortunately died of cancer. But that's who he is talking about.
Yeah.
Everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people think he's talking about Mother Mary in the Bible, who is another, I mean, there isn't anybody better than her, but he's actually talking about his mom. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then just two more tidbits, and then we're going to have to wrap this up. But the first time that the Beatles actually had a concert in United States was at Candlestick, and that was in 1966. The last one was the rooftop performance, and that was in '69. And the last on the rooftop was just kind of the guys getting together and playing. It was impromptu, but looking down at everybody down below, they were all just staring up going, oh my gosh, we're listening to the Beatles. And they all look pretty good back there with their long hair and beards and stuff. So that's my thoughts about the Beatles. I love them.
Now we're just left with Paul and Ringo as separate performers, but
they're,
long
they're
winding
still,
road.
Yeah, it is.
I have one little tidbit, Karen. You notice
Okay.
I got these 45 records.
I know.
And you ever see the Beatles on the Tolly label?
No, I've never
You ever
heard
see
of
that?
the Tolly.
Well,
Maybe
you
you're
know,
after that.
These were the first two records made in the United States by a separate label called
Oh.
Tolly. This
Oh.
record right here I saw on eBay for $250.
How much is it worth now?
Well, just recently, $250. Worth nothing in my hand. I mean, but
Good job.
we don't sell our,
We don't sell anything.
nostalgia.
Yeah,
Come
we don't
on.
sell the first Mad magazine that he has either, so.
Well, we don't, of course not. And you're not. You keep your hands off those mad comic books and magazines. We better wrap this up.
We do.
Anyway, this is the Ronnie
yeah.
Record Show. It was Karen's role today to tell us all about the Beatles, according to Karen. And subscribe to our show.
Yeah,
And we'll see you around for another episode soon.
sounds